MaXXXine.
In 1980s Hollywood, adult film star and aspiring actress MaXXXine Minx finally gets her big break. MaXXXine is the latest entry into the X trilogy from Ty West, which started in 2022 with X and then Pearl in late 2022, which is amazing how he got both those out in the same year. Now in 2024, it's finishing with MaXXXine. I gotta say, I remember seeing X in theaters. So that's kind of like an awkward movie to experience in theaters, but I really had a great time. I actually missed out on Pearl, which I'm kind of mad about because that's like, I really do like that one a lot, but I finally got to see this one. I saw this one a little bit early, just a couple days early, which I'm very excited about because it was one of my most anticipated ones for the year. I've seen a lot of discourse around this one also, people saying it's like bad and all that, saying it's the worst, and I will say on first watch I think it is the worst one in this trilogy. But do I think it's bad? No, I think it's, great. I think it's just as good as kind of like the other ones, but just like a little bit of a step down because it's not like, you could say the other two are like horror movies. This one really isn't a horror movie. You just have MaXXXine starring in a horror movie on like the Warner Bros. Lot and stuff like that. This one's more like a mystery kind of thriller about her finding, people that are getting murdered. Her friends are getting murdered in here, and she has to find like the Night Stalker, and then you get the reveal at the end of who that is. So this one's not a straight up horror like those two, which I understand why people aren't liking it because of that. But if you watch the trailer and go into it expecting like a thriller mystery, then I think you'll be pretty happy with it. What I liked about this one is that it's a bigger budget than the last two, I'm pretty sure about, and Ty West made a big style change in this one. We're in LA in this one, Hollywood. She's starring in movies now. You get some great needle drops, some great songs, and you just get her running around the Warner Bros. Lot, and you see the Psycho house, you see the Psycho motel. I thought all that was great. Some great set design. I thought the costumes in this one were also very, very awesome. The costumes in the other ones are also great, like in Pearl, because that's like, you're taking place in like a period time. But this one, I love the costumes in here. I love MaXXXine's whole look in this one overall. I think that this is her best look overall. Her blonde hair, I thought that she looked just perfect. And at just an hour and 44 minutes, I think it's paced really well. I think this is the fastest paced one because I think Ty West, when he was making X and Pearl back to back, he made those really slower pace, kind of get in your face, kind of like under your skin type of horror movies. This one's really fast paced, kind of just like I said, just a thriller. So you really get in there, then you get out pretty quick. So I really got to give it that because I do feel like X and Pearl a little bit too slow paced, but I think that this one is perfectly paced. Let's talk about our cast for a second. Of course, Mia Goth is in the leading role as MaXXXine Minx, and she, of course, did play the old Pearl in X and then young Pearl in Pearl. I think that this is just, a fantastic feat of acting from her for this whole trilogy. She did great as kind of like the old lady in X, as we said, as Pearl, old Pearl, and, being really creepy. I thought she did really good in that. And X as MaXXXine, thought she did well in that. And then as young Pearl, I thought that's her best performance in this whole series. Like that little last monologue that she has, it's like 9 minutes long. I was like, damn, she's got it. She is indeed a star, like she says in this movie. Her performance here is also pretty great. She doesn't have any like big scenes, any big monologue scenes like in Pearl. Thought she was great though. Halsey has a small role in here. Thought that she was pretty good. Lily Collins, she also has a small role here as Molly Bennett. I wish she was in this more though because I thought she would have worked really well alongside and playing off of Mia Goth. But she's only in it for a small time. It's mostly Mia Goth's movie. You get Kevin Bacon in there for a little bit, Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, Elizabeth Debicki, and Sophie Thatcher. You have a lot of supporting performances here. We know they get a couple scenes, but it's basically Mia Goth's movie, which I am fine with, but I wish some of the supporting people did get more of a role in like that final act, because I do think the final act did suffer for this one because it goes a little bit over the top, considering Ty West is usually pretty grounded with his movies like the last two and like the first half of this one. I wasn't expecting that, and it was a little, thrown off guard about that, but I wouldn't say it's a really bad thing, but it catches you off guard just a little bit because he goes a little over the top at that point. But I still think that Ty West's direction is great. I love his idea for like practical effects, practical gore. Like there's one shot where someone gets shot in the head and like it just bursts apart. Like that practical gore is just awesome. And there's one scene where MaXXXine steps on someone's private parts, and that just, I had me screaming in my seat. I was like, please don't do that. That's a little terrifying. But yeah, MaXXXine, finishing off this trilogy. If I were to rank them all, I'd probably go Pearl, X, and then MaXXXine off of first watch, of course, you know, me saying this is my least favorite one, I've only seen it one spine now. I've seen X and Pro like 2 or 3 times each, so that's why I probably do like those more. But yeah, July is, you know, off to a great start with this. Despicable Me is okay. Flying to the Moon's pretty good if you get to see that, but this is pretty good start for horror. Then we get Long Legs next week, so that's going to be awesome. But overall, MaXXXine is another great entry into the X trilogy. Ty West has crafted, you know, a great horror trilogy here. Mia Goth is outstanding in this role. There's some great practical effects here. The stylistic change here is awesome. Love the costumes, love the production design. Third act is a little messy, but I still did enjoy it a lot. So MaXXXine, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know if you saw MaXXXine. If you did, leave your thoughts down below. If you did enjoy this review, though, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.